Hello again. I'm back in the Merrivale area of Dartmoor, about to start another little adventure. It's been a while since I went out camping, but tonight's the night, so I'm looking forward to that. The current plan is that I'm going to head up to probably to Roos Tor, see what's going on up there. If it's very busy, I might end up somewhere else, but that's the current plan. So I'll keep you posted. It's pretty warm up here, 26.5 degrees in the car coming up the road, which is a couple of degrees hotter than it was down by the coast. So could be a warm night, but better than being cold, I suppose. Anyway, I'll bring you back later. It's a fairly straightforward route up. Just plod up the hill, heading up towards the staple Tors, little one, medium one, mid one, and great staple Tor. We'll have a closer look at those when we get there. This is middle staple Tor just coming up to. I parked a little bit further up the valley than I intended, so we haven't actually come to little staple Tor. It's just round the corner from here, I think. There we are. This one's fairly impressive, and it's only the little one. Great staple Tor. Run a bit closer. This is a very impressive Tor. I think I camped just over the brow, slightly to the left last time. Go and have a look. Yeah, I think it was around here somewhere last time. I do like a flat pitch if I can find one. It doesn't look particularly flat. It's not rocky, there is some nice grass, so maybe it was there. Anyway, onward. So, looking across the next little dip, that's Roose Tor in the distance. That's where I'm planning to stay tonight. I can see there's somebody up there at the moment. I hope they're day visitors and not nighttime visitors, but who knows, we'll see. There's Roos Tor. I think what I thought was a person from a bit further back with a bright pink t-shirt on is actually the red box at the base of the mast up here. So perhaps there's no one here after all. I'll see. One or two ponies around up here though. Not my biggest friend, I have to say. I don't wish them any ill, but I just like to see them from a distance. Right. Here we are then, Roos Tor. Nice views to the west, and towards Cornwall. That's where we come from. Great staple Tor in the distance. Wonderful. Now, the challenge is to find a nice flat pitch. No rocks, no ponies. Let's see what we can find. I think that's a reasonable spot. There are quite a few places where I could put the tent. None of them perfect, none of them too bad either. That could be the best that I've seen so far. So I think I shall go for that. So there we have it. The Otimos Nomad Duo. Took me about 6 or 7 minutes to get the basic structure up. It's It's not fully pegged, but there's very light winds tonight, so I might not bother. I've got two guy lines out on the windward side, nothing on the other side. Goes up fairly easily, really. Nice tight skin on the fly sheet. Yeah, so far so good. Got cracking views in every direction here. Looking across the great Roos Tor. I did camp there once. Coming round, see the Princetown mast on the horizon. Looking across Merrivale, Tor Quarry, King's Tor, Great Steeple Tor on the campsite. And looking straight, just pretty much due south, down towards Plymouth. I can see the Tamar and the Tamar Bridge, but I'm not sure if it'll be visible on the camera. Then coming round to the west, I'm not sure if the camera's going to work very well into the sun, but I can see Brent Tor that way. So cracking views all the way around. Well, it's been a while since I've been out camping. I think the last one was last autumn when I went up to Sheep's Tor. So it's great to be out. This time of the year though, it's being high summer and glorious weather. It's going to be a short night. I'm not sure what time it gets dark, probably not till about 10 o'clock. I think the sunrise is about 4. So hopefully we'll get a sunset, which we'll see, and there might even be a nice sunrise. Whether I'm up in time to see it or not remains to be seen. Nice idea, but you never know, you never know. Anyway, I'm just sat here in the tent having my first brew of the camp, listening to the skylarks, the odd sheep, and I must say it's delightful. Little butterfly just gone past. I saw some attractive birds on the way up. They're perched up on the top of sort of high standing stones. I saw several of them, but they all kept their backs to me, so I wasn't quite sure what they were. A bit like a stone chat, but possibly a bit bigger and paler. I think they're probably wheat ears. Not as chatty as stone chats. I'll have to look in the book when I get home, but that's my working theory anyway. Okay, it's time for dinner. Got some butter chicken here that I made a while ago. I put it in the freezer, so all I need to do is to put this in the pot, warm it through with a bit of rice, and it should be good to go. Rinse that out. Never sure whether to put these things in the pot or put it in the bag. Pros and cons of both ways. Smells good. Rice to put in there when it has warmed up a bit. through nicely. Supposed to be 2 portions there, but not if you're greedy. Curry on a camp without a can of the old wife beater, but it's a bit lively. I haven't been in my rucksack all the way up, but never mind, better than nothing. It's not exactly chilled either, but can't have everything. Very good. Sun's very close to the horizon now, very end of the day. It's been really hot. It was well over 26 degrees coming up here, and it has cooled down in the last hour, so it's very pleasant now, cool in fact, but very nice after a hot day. I think it's going to be pretty much the same tomorrow. Wonderful. Good morning. It's about 5:30. Didn't quite manage to catch the sunrise. It's not far off. Guess it was a quite nice one. And there we are. The sun set last night in the northwest and rises this morning in the northeast. It's amazing how far around to the north it all is this time of the year. Wonderful. A bit misty in Cornwall this morning. Just down towards Plymouth, Saltash still in the mist down there. But looking west, it looks quite solid over there. I'm sure it'll burn off very soon. Okay, just made a cup of coffee. While that brews, let's talk tents. I think if anyone in the UK wants to buy a 2-man tent for wild camping these days, they're pretty much spoilt for choice. Things like the TFS Saga, which I think is a great tent. This one, the Otimos one, and of course we've got the Nor tent offering, latest offering, the 3-season one, so called. I think they're all probably good tents. Just a few thoughts on pros and cons of each of them though. The TFS Saga, I had my eye on that for a long time, and I think it's a really robust tent. It's not the lightest, it weighs about 3 kilos I think, and I had reservations about the doors. I don't like the T-zips on the inner. I don't mind the fact that it's got double doors, mesh and solid, but I think if it was a D-shaped zip it would be far better. I've also got reservations about the the rain cap that goes on the top to keep the rain out in extreme conditions. I'm sure it probably does keep the rain out, but I can't help but think it shouldn't be necessary. It's probably a bit flappy in the wind as well. So other than that though, it looks a great tent. The Nor tent ones look great too, the so-called 3-season ones. That's 3 seasons in Norway, probably 4 seasons everywhere else. They are a lot lighter than the original Vern tents, but they're still not really lightweight, I don't think. I'm sure they're pretty robust and are actually really good tents. They are quite expensive though. If you look at the ticket price, it doesn't look too bad, but you add the shipping and tax on that in the UK, and they are quite a hefty price to pay. But the Otimos one then is, I think it's probably the cheapest of the lot. It's also the lightest. It comes in around about 2.5 kilos. Claims to be 4-season. Whether it really is or not remains to be seen. It's certainly got lots of pegging out points and guying points. So, I did see a recent video from the solo summiteer where he had one up on the tops somewhere in 30 miles an hour plus winds, and he was quite happy with it. So I think it is a pretty robust tent. So I'll just take you around and show you a few of the things that I like. I haven't found too much that I don't like at the moment. I think the first thing to say is it's just a really nice space to be in. There is plenty of room, plenty of headroom, just about long enough. If I was 6'6", it might not be, but it's okay. The ventilation's good. You can get to, there are three vents on the outer. You can get to those from the inside. They've got zips and things. And although it was pretty dry overnight, there was no real dew. The inside of the tent was bone dry, so that's all good. I do like the doors. The big D-shaped one on the inner I think is great. Single zip, on or off, no messing, easy to get in and out. The outer door zip is fine too, and it can be opened from the top to allow a bit of ventilation if you're cooking and things. The only minor problem I had with that was that on a couple of occasions when I closed it from the inside, I managed to get a bit of fabric on the outside caught in the zip. It was fairly straightforward to open it from the top and free it up, but it shouldn't really happen. I don't know whether it was me being clumsy or whether there is a minor design flaw there, but there we are. Apart from that, I think it's pretty good. I did end up using the storage bin on one side. I noticed when I experimented with it, they are actually paired, they're handed, so they only fit one way round, but the colour togs and the loops they go in are colour coded. So nice one, Otimos. You can get the right one in the right place. But there we are. I'll just stand up and show you the outside. So there we are. That's the Otimos Nomad Duo in its full glory. Unlike the other two tents that I talked about, this one is asymmetric. So the centre cross pole isn't in the middle from this side. It's not a problem, it gives you a nice big doorway, but it does mean you probably need to think about which way round you're going to pitch it, because I did it the wrong way round really, and I think if you were thinking it through, you'd put this end, what I'll call the head end, into the wind so that there is some wind shelter in the porch area, or you're cooking with the doors open and things like that. I think I need to put a marker on the tent so when I unpack it I know which end's which. It's not immediately obvious, but there we are. So far I'm very pleased. Just a word about the pegs. One of the good things about this tent is you do get plenty of pegs, unlike some certain Canadian tent manufacturers who will remain nameless. I think there are 18 or 19 pegs that come with the tent, and there is one for every pegging point, and guy ropes, which is good. The pegs themselves though are pretty small. I don't know, 15 centimeters maybe, and I think really the tent could do with some bigger ones, a few bigger ones at least, for the main guy out points. Otimos do sell some separate longer pegs, and I think I'll probably end up swapping some of these for some of the larger ones, but good effort that there are sufficient in number at least. Okay, I'm not going to say it, but it's the usual story here. Right, I'm going to take a slightly different route back. I'm not sure if the camera was going to pick it up, but there is a small pool on the saddle between Tor on that side, Great Steeple Tor on that side. It's always intrigued me that a pool of water manages to collect on the top of a hill, essentially, because it drops away on both sides of the saddle. And you'd expect on Dartmoor that there was an enormous boggy mass surrounding it. The last time I went there, it wasn't like that at all. It's just a nice neat little pond in the middle of moorland. So we're going to go back that way, past the pool between the two Tors, slightly longer route but flatter, mostly downhill, back to the car. Well, this is the pool. More a puddle than a pool, to be honest. Only a few inches of water in the middle. I guess the animals come down and drink here. You can see the footprints. But as I said, the surrounding area is really quite dry. And oddly, it doesn't seem to have a name on the map. I think it would have some name steeped in Dartmoor legend, but it doesn't seem to. So perhaps I'll call it the Mad Monk's Pool, for want of a better name. You never know. Might even dream up a Dartmoor legend to go with it. Anyway, the path goes this way. Tor on the right, Steeple Tor on the left, back down to the road, heading towards Plymouth. Okay, I'm well on the way back to the road now. I thought I'd wrap up here. Glorious morning. As I walk along this track, every 100 metres or so I seem to put up a skylark, although they're not singing as much as normal. Perhaps it's no longer the breeding season for them, they don't bother, I don't know. Anyway, Tor behind me. I've got another couple of 100 metres to go to get back to the road, and then another couple of 100 metres should take me back to the car. So it's been a good little camp. Enjoyed Roos Tor, found a nice pitch. The weather was fantastic, glorious sunset, and I was very pleased with the tent. So all good really. So if you got this far, thanks for watching, and be another one sometime soon. Bye for now.